deal with these guys, we're gonna need some serious gear.
Subtle.
We're looking for next generation military gear in general from the movie.
This movie, much more so than the first film, is pretty rooted in reality when it comes to the gadgetry and the weaponry in the film. And one of the things that was incredibly important to Lee was to stay as true to reality as possible.
In our movie, a lot of the gadgets and a lot of things are quite innovative and quite new.
The audience of the movie is young male that is all into the, computer games, video games. So on one level, you have to be somewhat realistic, but on the other level, you have to satisfy their visual expectations.
There aren't many things you can really invent that probably haven't been thought of. They might not have been developed yet, but they're in people's heads.
At one point, one of our technical advisors, a guy named Dave Kennedy, got us a tour back east of Quantico and the Pentagon, and we got a sense of what's really going on. To some degree, they're only going to show us things that are not too high-tech or too secret. But in the course of that, we decided that, we ought to try and imagine what's on the drawing boards for the military right now, because an outfit like the NSA probably have first dibs on the highest tech equipment possible.
I would say that almost all the technology on this film is plausible. And almost all of it begins with a base of reality.
Can you make that into a personal weapon?
Give me an hour. Given what Dave Kennedy showed us in and around the Pentagon, in and around the Air Force bases he took us to, in and around Quantico, we are actually a step behind the reality of what the Army is up to right now, technologically speaking. We just saw some insane things, some of which made its way into the movie, most of which is still in some classified file somewhere, hopefully.
Sometimes certain capabilities are scary because they are right around the corner.
Geothermal microcam, aquacade uplinks, 480 gigs. Sir, this thing is 10 generations beyond the NSA.
We had an idea for a little sort of micro-flying insect photographing. It eventually turned into the Flyboy, the little sort of spinning viewer that runs around the xXx Center. But halfway through developing that, the design department came in with a modern weapons thing, and it had a little thing like that, a little flying helicopter with a camera on it.
One of the first gadgets you see in the movie is a thing called a Flyboy. And it's, in the control of these commandos that break into NSA headquarters to take out Gibbons and his team. When we were in Quantico, the Marines showed us, some remote-controlled equipment that they had that had cameras on it, could have grenades on it, could have all kinds of various armaments on it. It's the leading edge of a lot of equipment that the military is developing.
Now, what our art department has done is taken those and embellished them and make them a little more exciting.
That's where we can do, is take the technology and make it to a point where it looks like it works, but you probably couldn't make it yet.
One of the things that Lee wanted to do, something that is sort of a future of commandos, kind of express that they are sort of a future of the special forces. We did really extensive research when we started working on that. We looked at what they're currently doing, what are they going to be doing in the future. I even looked at, a lot of video games to see visual expectation of the audience. Looked at a whole bunch of special masks from different fields. We wanted them in order to look scary to be dark, but then the camera doesn't see it's black, so we were a lot of them playing with different textures and shades of gray and stuff like that, so that you don't get just black silhouettes on the screen.
An aircraft carrier is one of the most fantastic machines that's ever been built.
With the aircraft carrier sequence, your initial feeling is that you're looking for the disused aircraft carrier that you can do everything you want to do on it. We knew that we didn't really have enough aircraft of the type that we wanted on the deck in the night scene. We're in the world of digital technology, and people will think we automatically jump to ILM to produce those things, but going back to in-camera effects is just as valuable sometimes, and more cost-effective and more flexible on the shoot days. Arnie Schmidt's always very happy when we can do things like that, because in the end it's making the best use of every cent you have. You know, it's not wasting money in different places, it's getting it on camera.
Well, I will tell you, we've launched cars off the front end of carriers before. I've seen it happen at sea. So, is it improbable? Yes. Is it impossible? Probably not. And I think that's what audiences are worried about. You know, I watch movies with folks and I see technical errors and I complain about them and they say, Dave, would you shut up? It's a movie. We love that scene. And in this case, the idea of that powerful catapult, which can launch 70,000-pound aircraft from 0 to 200 miles an hour in less than 2 seconds, certainly it's plausible that it could do that with a vehicle.
When it came to this tank chase on the aircraft carrier, Lee wanted to come up with something new and different as far as the tank.
We wanted to build a kind of a tank of the future.
So they dreamt up this M5 tank.
The tank idea, we always knew we wanted something rather special, but we wanted it to be believable. We wanted it to be the next technology. As we developed it as visuals to show to Lee and to Arnie, I think they started to, believe that it could be quite an interesting thing. And when people saw the finished article, I don't think they even questioned that it wasn't real. Our initial thoughts were that we would build on top of an existing tank chassis. But when John Fraser got involved and we went through all the ramifications of what that would be, and John said we should just build the whole thing.
We'll make you a tank. You can take it anywhere you want in the U.S., over the roads, no permits, nothing, and you can take it on the aircraft carrier. So with that, we started and found out, like everything else, it was a bigger project, making a tank that actually works. We literally bought a used diesel truck, cut it off from the radiator and to the rear end, shortened it about 10 feet, put it on the ground, and started welding metal around it. And this is what we have. And then Lee, our director, wanted to add another element. He said, can you put another turret on top of it that kind of like, it's like tracking things.
We thought that looked pretty cool, and it's got a very futuristic looking design, and the two turrets rotate against each other. There's a mini turret on top and then a large one for firing the cannon they have in it.
Welcome to the first tank jacking in history.
They don't know how to operate it. They can steal it, but they can't drive it. So we thought, well, let's just put some cars in the way and let's just let them have fun with it. Now, when you see it rolling over cars and stuff, we take the motors out of the cars, we weaken the frame. The tires are actually already blown out, and we just set them on little jacks, and then when the tank goes over it, we blow those jacks out. So there's a little bit of movie magic in that. When that tank goes over, we help it a little.
You have to look at the finished work that he did, and it was brilliant and looked just completely real. So it was a great collaboration between, I think, what we do in the design department and the special effects do in their world. It's another thing that the audience hopefully will, wow, what's that?
Somebody better leave a note.